Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Pilu Modi, that we gave the opposition a bit of a break. You are the one who needs to set the standards of the debate.
Views expressed in this blog are hosted on my own website, are strictly personal and do not reflect the views of any organization.
Hello and welcome friends, Namaskar to Straight Bat, my weekly video blog where, as the title suggests, I comment with a straight bat. Now this week we've seen what I would call is first show, first round in what promises to be a long running big fight inside Parliament between Prime Minister Narendra Modi on one side and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi on the other, the leader of the opposition. Now I'm sure all of you or a lot of you have varying opinions on who won that big Parliament debate this week between Modi and Rahul. Where do I stand? It's time to bring you today my 10 takeaways on the big Parliament face-off. Now, the first thing that stands out to me this week is 3 words. Opposition Zinda hai. The opposition is alive and, dare I say, kicking and screaming. Now make no mistake, this week's Parliament debate on the President's address was primarily about the opposition making its voice heard, its presence felt. Yes, I know that the opposition was noisy, disruptive, staging walkouts. But hey guys, I think it's time that we gave the opposition a bit of a break. For 10 years, for 10 long years, the opposition in the country has been at the receiving end of a domineering government which would suspend them in Parliament, which would put the agencies after them. There were the media attacks which seemed to target the opposition more than the government, and God knows what else. It isn't easy, my friends, being an opposition leader in India today. So to that extent, after what happened on June 4th, perhaps the opposition also deserves their little moment in the parliamentary sun. Takeaway number 2. Rahul Gandhi is the latest anti-establishment rebel. Now whether he's a rebel without a cause or a rebel with a cause, that I leave to you to decide. But remember Amitabh Bachchan? He was the angry young man in all those Salim Javed blockbuster films of the 1970s. Well, Rahul Gandhi is playing that role in Parliament at the moment. The role, dare I say, of the underdog. And he's playing it rather well. He came across in his speech certainly as unafraid. Hit most of the right buttons, ready to take on all contentious issues, including perhaps that issue of religion and its links to politics, which many would concede is a tricky issue. Takeaway number 3. Rahul Gandhi has the momentum, but he also has a problem. While spontaneity in public speech is refreshing, he needs to have a fact checker and possibly a speech writer with him. You see, you can't make blanket statements like Rahul Gandhi did, for example, on the contentious Agniveer scheme without getting all your facts spot on. It's a sensitive issue, you have to be spot on. Similarly, if you wish to have a nuanced debate on Hinduism, as Rahul Gandhi seemed to want, then you've got to make sure you do it in a manner where your words are chosen carefully. Try and avoid words that may seem to be deliberately provocative, like hinsak. Takeaway number 4. Narendra Modi, my friends, looks a bit like that angry uncle from those films of the 1950s and 60s, looking at you always angrily. Now, when Mr. Modi kept attacking Rahul Gandhi during his speech as a Balak Buddhi without naming him, I think somewhere the Prime Minister exposed his personal angst. I know Mr. Modi was angry with the way Rahul Gandhi attacked him, but let's not forget, Mr. Modi, you are the Prime Minister of the country. You are the one who needs to set the standards of the debate by rising above the din, not becoming part of the politics of these venomous and vicious personal attacks against your opponent as if the whole world is against you. Takeaway number 5, and it stems from the fourth one. My fear is Prime Minister Modi is uncomfortable with engaging with a strong opposition because the fact is he has never had to do so in his long career in public life. Both in Gujarat, where he was Chief Minister for more than a decade, and now in the last 10 years as Prime Minister, Mr. Modi has run roughshod over his opponents using a brute majority in Parliament. It's not going to be as easy anymore. Now, Mr. Modi needs to start to listen to voices other than his own. Voices maybe of MPs, for example, from Manipur. India, my friends, is a democracy still. It isn't a single party, single individual autocracy. Takeaway number 6. I'm afraid the role of the chair in both houses of parliament is terribly, terribly biased. Both Om Birla in the Lok Sabha and Jagdeep Dhankar in the Rajya Sabha have been shockingly one-sided, not fulfilling their constitutional mandate. Mr. Birla's body language in particular, his ill-tempered remarks towards the opposition, not allowing a second speaker from Manipur to speak up, none of this behove a speaker of the Lok Sabha. Mr. Dhankar too, I'm sad to say, simply wants to hog the limelight all the time. The picture in the Rajya Sabha screens is always on him. He also wants to stay on the right side of the treasury benches all the time, doesn't allow the opposition to speak, allows the government to drone on. Please, Mr. Dhankar, allow the opposition to have a level playing field and yes, be shown on TV when they speak. A chair is a neutral umpire. You, sir, cannot become a player in this match. Takeaway number 7. Indian politics, like it or not, is now about enmities and not rivalries. Basic courtesies are being constantly ignored. Why, for example, should the opposition heckle and shout down the Prime Minister from minute 1 when he speaks? Why should the treasury benches try and constantly interrupt Rahul Gandhi when he speaks? Why is everyone becoming so personal all the time? The great parliamentarians through the ages, the likes of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Pilu Modi, George Fernandes, Somnath Chatterjee and many others, Sushma Swaraj, they were all fine speakers who spoke with passion, humor and sarcasm. At the moment, my friends, far too many speakers in our parliament sound way too angry and way too bitter all the time. Takeaway number 8. The Modi government is acting in parliament as if it's got 400 par, 400 seats. The opposition is acting at times as if it's got a majority of 272. I'm sorry, my friends. The mandate of the people, I believe, in this general election was for a bit more humility on all sides, for more efforts at consensus building, not at this constant confrontation. What stops the Prime Minister, for example, from calling an all-party meeting on key issues, whether it's NEET, whether it's Manipur, try and get all parties to agree on a common agenda for then a fierce debate? Which brings me to my 9th point. When will, my friends, Parliament debate the issues that really matter to the people of this country? Why, for example, was the government stoutly reluctant to have a debate on the NEET exams? And why did the Speaker not allow it? We've seen in the previous Lok Sabha as well, critical issues of our times, China's aggression, issues like COVID were not being debated in the manner that they should. I do believe that it is the real issues of our times, issues that should concern us, like the NEET exam mess, that need a reasoned debate across party lines. Is that too much to ask? My 10th and final point, finally. Who won the debate then between Rahul Gandhi and Prime Minister Modi? I must be honest. If it is a matter of perception, then I do believe that this round, like it or not, has gone to Rahul Gandhi because, in his way, in his own way, he's tapped all the right buttons here. Whether it's youth through NEET, whether it's nationalism through Agniveer, and whether in a way he is questioning the BJP's monopoly over being a good Hindu. I think you will agree with me that we perhaps will remember Rahul Gandhi's speech this time more than the Prime Minister's counter to him. So you could argue that in perception terms, round one has gone to Rahul Gandhi. And now for a postscript. Remember, while we may be obsessing with who's won between Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi, the question I ask is when will India win? Think about it. That was the straight bat. Do, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such videos. For now, stay well, stay safe. Jai Hind, Namaskar.